Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year annual membership. Shop Black Friday deals first with Walmart Plus. See terms at walmartplus.com.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm like, get out. She said, I'm not going nowhere. I told my brother, I said, get her out my house. She said, I'm not going nowhere, and you're going to take me home. I said, no, I'm not taking you home. You're going to get out of my house. She said, I bet you if you don't take me home, I'm going to start breaking your stuff. So I'm like, you not about to.
What time of the day or night is this happening?
This was in the afternoon. This was around 2.
Was anybody inebriated? Was anybody?
No.
Okay.
None of my sisters, Your Honor. I've been jumped by my sisters. None of my sisters like me.
This is the plaintiff, Toi Colavena. She says the defendant is one of her sisters, and they got into an argument, and her out-of-control sister smashed her television and Xbox console. All of her sisters are spiteful and deceitful, but the defendant takes the cake with this out-of-control stunt she pulled. And she's suing for the $1,600 she's owed today. This is the defendant, Aujane Youngblood. She says the plaintiff's husband came up from behind her while she was arguing with her sister and put her in a chokehold. They both squirmed around and ended up falling backwards, and he fell into the television, causing it to smash down on the floor. She broke nothing of her sisters and isn't paying for something she didn't do. She's accused of causing a family fallout.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
The People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Colawina, you are suing your sister, Ms. Youngblood, for $1,600 that you say she owes you for damaging your items. Tell me what happened.
Yes, ma'am. So, you want the short? Or
I want the whole story.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so her and her girlfriend, I had told them a night before the 20th that there was a Hispanic festival. So my sister basically was like, yeah, we'll go. By the time I get to the house, her girlfriend's in shambles. She's crying. She basically broke up with her girlfriend. She was staying with her girlfriend at the time. So I told her, like, you can come over and stay with us for a couple of days. So 3 days roll around after the Hispanic festival, and she's in the house. But you can tell when she gets irritated, like irritable, like I don't want to be here. So I brought up something about her ex-boyfriend. I said, why don't you ask your ex-boyfriend, for a house? She said, he don't with me no more. I said, what happened? Oh, because I told on him. So I'm like,
because I what?
I told on him.
Okay.
I guess it was something they had going on. So she said she told on him. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, karma's a B word, because you told your ex-boyfriend not to rent to none of your siblings because we was all dirty and trifling. So she looks over. I can say that. Then she texts her, the ex. The ex didn't even reply. So it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm like, get out. She said, I'm not going nowhere. I told my brother, I said, get her out my house. She said, I'm not going nowhere, and you're going to take me home. I said, no, I'm not taking you home. You're going to get out of my house. She said, I bet you if you don't take me home, I'm going to start breaking your stuff. So I'm like, You not about to
What
touch
time of the day or night is this happening?
This was in the afternoon. This was around 2.
Was anybody inebriated? Was anybody...
No.
Okay.
None of my sisters, Your Honor. I've been jumped by my sisters. None of my sisters like me.
Who's the fellow with you? Is he okay?
This is my husband. He's been jumped by my sisters, too. This is my husband.
Is he okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go on.
So none of my sisters like me. You know, they all sit in their little dark corners and talk about me. And the reason why is because none of them has their stuff together. None of them are doing the things that they need to do to progress and all of that in life.
Yeah, but it sounds like, you know, you not only invited her to go to the fair, but you also told her you can stay here a few days. So you have a better relationship than you're describing.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, because I try and make it better with my sisters. I wouldn't lie to you. I try and make things better with my sisters.
Okay.
You know.
So what happens? She says, I bet you if you don't take me home...
I'm going to start breaking your stuff.
Okay.
So my husband comes out in the living room because he already knows how my sisters are. We've been jumped by all my sisters. We've been fought by just about everybody in my family. That's why we moved to Hawaii, you know. So I told my brother, I said, Michael, get her out of here. She said, I bet you gonna take me home or I'm gonna break all in your house. I said, if you touch my...
Why don't you just tell her, yeah, I'll take you home, wait outside, and then lock the door?
She would have probably kicked she would...
Kicking your door would be less than everything else that you say happened.
Right after my brother, I asked my brother to get her out of my house. She started creeping over to my TV. My husband already knew what she was going for, so my husband tried to go around her to the TV so she wouldn't grab it. The first thing she did was this. Soon as she did this, my husband went to basically grab her off the TV. Soon as she turns around on my husband, boop, boop, takes the TV, slams it on the ground. So my husband, at that moment, it was on. Cause I got a week before my sister hit on my husband. So it was just like...
Hit on? Like what?
Boop, boop.
Oh, okay.
So it's just, they know that he's not going to hit them back. So what they do is they attack him, you know. So as my husband, you know, is still holding on to her, and she finally, my brother finally because I was hitting everybody. I ain't gonna lie. Whoever was on that couch when he grabbed her and she hit my husband, I was hitting everybody. I was pulling my brother's hair. I was trying to get to her. I ain't gonna lie. So once my brother breaks everything up, because he was like, yo, I'm about to beat both of y'all. Once he did that, she ran out of my house, went to my car door after she pulled my TV down, went to my car, opened my car door, and started doing this with the door. So I'm like, I basically called the cops. When I am emotionally messed up, I cannot talk. You know, I more yell things because I can't get it across, you know, how I want to. So I'm like, I yell, and it's not that I'm trying to that's just how it comes off.
Okay, what happened when you called the police?
Basically, I called the police because I was so revved up.
And what happened?
They looked at me like, you're the problem. Basically.
Did the police do anything?
No. He told me I would have to go and take it to small.
What did she do?
Nothing. She was out there calm. She knows how to.
Okay, so after the cops left, then what did she do?
One of my sisters that came and picked her up. That's the ones that they sit there and, you know, about me all the time.
So another sister came, picked her up, and then have you two seen each other since then?
No, ma'am.
All right. Husband, please stand up. You tell me what happened.
Just about all what she said. I went from the bedroom. Okay, I take my headsets off. I'm sitting there playing the game, and I hear all this commotion from the living room. I leave the bedroom to come in the living room. I already know what's going on. They're already arguing. So I go up to her and tell her to get out. She didn't get out. So the moment I go to grab her to pull her towards the door is the moment she grabbed my TV. Well, when she grabbed my TV, I'm sitting there grabbing her hands.
So describe it to me, because I wasn't there. You guys were there, but...
Okay, this is her.
Right.
I'm grabbing her to shove her that way towards the door.
So she won't grab
to the door.
TV.
Wait, just one at a time. Go ahead, you, sir.
Towards the door, and she went reach for the TV. She went grab the TV and was pulling them down. At that time, I let her go, and her brother was on top of her.
According to you, what happened? I know you find this very funny. I'm trying to figure out what actually happened. I don't think it's funny at all.
I think it's funny because they're lying. Basically, what happened was, me and her, we went to go grab some food. So we're like, you know, first, I don't know how he gets brought up. She loves to bring this man up, but my ex-boyfriend. She likes to bring him up because he owns houses. But she's like, you know, well, why don't you ask Greg, can he, rent us something, da-da-da-da. So I'm like, well, have you asked him? You should ask him. Like, ask him, can he rent you something? So she's like, he told us that he's not going to rent us because you da-da-da. I said, Toy, that's a lie.
Because wait, da-da-da is that he told her.
He told her, which he doesn't even talk to her. He does not talk to her.
He wouldn't rent to them because you told him not to.
Exactly.
Okay.
He doesn't even know this. He doesn't even know her name.
And this is something that happened a year earlier.
It's been years. It hasn't even been a year earlier. It's been years.
So you say.
I said, why don't you ask him yourself? So she like, why would I ask him to move in one of his things? So I'm standing by the TV already. I didn't come from.
Why were you by the TV?
We was arguing. Like, we're in each other's faces. By me and her.
Did you
by
say
the
to
TV.
her, if you don't take me home?
No, I did not.
You didn't ask her to take you home.
I would have went to jail. I did ask. I told her, I'm like, just take me home. You can take me back home. But I didn't say.
Had she said to you, you need to get out before that?
Yes, but she was on the phone with the police.
Did you say to her, I'm going to mess up your stuff?
I did not, because I didn't mess up none of her stuff.
Okay.
I didn't.
So she's on the phone with the police.
She's on the phone with the police already, so don't touch me. If the police is coming to I asked her to take me home. I did. I said, can you take me home? We ain't got to do all this. We're arguing over a man that you barely know. He don't know you. You don't know him. So, I'm like, you take me home. She's like, I'm not taking you home. So she's like, you're going to get out now. So she's not telling y'all where she pulled a gun on me, and she has a gun up to my chest, which I told the police and everything.
Wait,
but it's her home.
Wait, back it up.
Yeah, it's her home.
Hold on a second. She pulled out a gun on you?
She pulled a gun on me. She pulled a gun on me. That's what she's not telling y'all. She's not telling y'all she pulled a whole gun on me. But it's open carry, so it's totally fine. She didn't use it. She pulled a gun on me. You swearing to oath. Don't sit here and lie.
Can I ask you a question? How come you didn't say that in your statement?
Because I didn't get harmed. I wasn't harmed.
She pulls a gun out on you, and that's not a relevant enough fact to put in the statement?
She pulled a gun on me. She pulled a gun. She knows she did.
You can yell it louder and more, but my question to you is a very specific one. You gave a statement to the court. You never mentioned anything about a gun. How come? If she
I didn't mention it to the police either, because that's my sister.
I thought you just said that you mentioned it to the police.
I know I didn't mention it to the police.
So you didn't mention it to the police, and you didn't mention it to the court a few days ago. The first time you've ever mentioned this is today?
Yeah.
Because what?
Because she's my sister. So, you can really I don't want you to go to jail, but at the same time, you pulled a gun over something that is.
So now you have no problem with her going to jail over putting.
No, I don't mind. She's not going to go to jail, period, because I didn't press any charges on her.
Have you ever told anybody that she pulled out a gun on you?
My brother was there. He's there.
Is your brother a witness?
My brother.
Is your brother here to testify?
No, he wanted to come, but I was supposed to bring somebody else.
Can you stand up, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there ever a gun pulled out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who pulled out the gun?
My wife did.
Oh, here we go. Wow.
Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year annual membership. Shop Black Friday deals first with Walmart Plus. See terms at walmartplus.com.
The holiday season officially starts when you get that first card in the mail. Shutterfly makes it easy to add more meaning to the everyday with hundreds of holiday card designs that can be personalized in seconds with your favorite photos from this year. Select your greeting, customize the color, and even add little extras like personalized foil to make a holiday card that really shines. Enjoy 40% off with code SMILE40 at Shutterfly.com and send something meaningful this year. See site for more details.
Now, I'm going to tell you myself, I sure did. When I done got beat up by all my sisters.
By 3 of them. Come on.
All my sisters. And then
all your sisters weren't there. You pulled out a gun there.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop talking. Go ahead. Let me hear from you.
You're absolutely right. But if she's done fought me to where I had to go to the hospital before because she was pounding the life out of my chest.
Okay. You need to not have any relationship with your sisters.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand? Because someone's going to die.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's not worth it.
Your Honor, that's on dead record. Listen, on my behalf, I keep telling her
this all the time. Ma'am, here is a statement from my sister that she told her, went over to her house, boast about her, breaking my TV.
This is who, stop. This is a statement from the sister who gave her a ride?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
There's also...
this is just writing on a piece of paper.
Yes, ma'am.
There's not even a signature.
Yes, ma'am. She's 19.
Ashanae Youngblood, that during the altercation between her and Toi, that she intentionally pulled Colawena's TV off of the landing where it sat. She stated to me the reason it came about is that she demanded that Toi was going to take her home and she was going to or she was going to destroy the belongings. She then proceeded to tell me she was going outside to try to pull her car door off the vehicle.
No.
Did you tell that to your sister?
No, ma'am. Why would I sit
Which
here?
what's the name of this sister?
Bria Youngblood.
Bria.
That's
And
the
I
one who
have
came
her
and picked
number,
me
and
up.
I can call her now.
That's the one who came and picked me up.
Okay, well,
What's her boyfriend?
Did Bria write this? Are you in a fight with Bria?
No, I'm not fighting with Bria.
Is this Bria's handwriting? Do you know Bria's handwriting?
That's not her handwriting.
You haven't even seen it yet. How do you know it's not her handwriting?
Why would she write it? Why would she?
That's her handwriting.
Is that her handwriting?
Ma'am, that's not her handwriting.
Oh my God, I can call her right in front of you.
Call her
now.
right in front of me right now.
I'm
Call her.
right in front of you.
That's not.
Call her
her.
right in
I'm
front
about
of me.
to call her
Call
right
her.
in front of you.
That
And
is
that's
not
all
her
I'm gonna do.
handwriting.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Go ahead. Yeah, do it. Don't talk about it.
Oh yes. Is Bria there with you?
Yes.
The judge want to talk to her. You're on speakerphone. Put her on the phone. Here you go.
Is that Bria?
Yes, ma'am. That's
Did
her.
she call Bria's phone?
Okay, I want you to stop. Hi, Bria. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Are you the sister to both Twa and Alshane?
Yes.
Okay. There's a document that Twa presented in court, and I just want to make sure that that's legitimate, talking about what happened in this case. So did you give her a statement? Yeah. So,
Yes, ma'am. I wrote that.
all right. So can you tell me what it is that your sister, Ms. Youngblood, said to you happened?
She told me that she had, after a while they were fighting, that she had pulled down the TV and broke the TV
Okay.
intentionally.
Okay. And Ms. Youngblood, is there a question you'd like to ask your sister? Because this is the sister who came to your aid and picked you up, you say.
Oh, no, I mean...
She says that
she's
you
at
told her
she's
you
at
intentionally pulled it off, and we're bragging about it.
I mean, I'm pretty
What
sure...
about the car door?
I'm
What
pretty
did
sure
she
I
tell you
didn't.
about the car door?
That she was trying to rip it off.
Okay. Do you guys fight a lot?
Yes.
Yes.
All the sisters?
Yes.
No, not all of us.
Yes, we did.
Am I talking to you two?
No, ma'am.
We
I'm
have
sorry.
disagreements. I don't fight with none of them, but we do have disagreements.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. There you go. All right. How did the TV become, because it's all this talk about the TV, how did the TV become, and also the Xbox?
So the Xbox was sitting by the TV. I actually have a picture of it because it's a stage in my house or whatever, and the Xbox was...
Right. How did it break the Xbox, though?
When she pulled the TV down, the Xbox fell on the ground with it. And then when we tried to turn it on, it was a green screen.
Do you have any evidence that the Xbox is broken?
No, ma'am, but I got the receipts of that.
I understand, but you need to give me, I have clear evidence the TV's broken. I can see it.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but I would need evidence the Xbox is broken. You also submitted a video into evidence.
Yes, ma'am, with my brother.
And what you had always said to her before is, you're paying for my TV. No, I'm not. The Xbox hadn't come up, right?
That's because I didn't know the Xbox was
Okay, I
broken.
can't have you yelling from your chair. Sit up straight, stand up, pretend you're in court, stand up. I want to hear what you have to say, but you can't just shout from the chair.
Yes.
All right, you do have this video. What's this a video of? Give me a second.
That should be
Hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
Because she was in your home when she broke it.
She broke my TV. She pushed my TV over
She didn't push it over. She grabbed it like that.
and pulled it down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who is the gentleman that's in that video?
My brother.
And he's talking about how she ripped it off.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. But another thing that I notice about Michael is he's playing with the Xbox in the room where all this
that's
happened.
a PlayStation.
Yeah, that's his.
That's his PlayStation.
Okay. Do you have the Xbox here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did the police end up writing a report or no?
No, ma'am. He told me if I was going to go file charges, go ahead and file charges. And that's what I went and did.
Okay. I am ruling in your favor for the amount of the TV, not on the Xbox. That's
Okay.
$610.60. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff prevails. She's going to get the full amount of the television that was damaged by her sister. $610. Let's see what the defendant has to say about it.
It's okay. She'd just be lying, so I could understand why she agreed. She's a great liar.
You know, the real story here is a relationship between you guys.
Yeah, it's...
What's
She's weird.
What's going to happen?
Nothing. Talk to her next week.
You'll talk to her next week, and you'll be buddy-buddy again at some point, you
Yeah.
think? Really?
Yeah.
Good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's see what the plaintiff has to say now. She gets the full amount of the money back. Miss Colavina, talk to me. How do you feel about the judge's verdict for you?
She know a liar when she see one. She couldn't even come up with the story correctly. So,
Let me ask you about filing a lawsuit against your sister. Have you ever done this before?
No, but it comes a time where you can't keep letting people step all over you. You would think like, oh, that's your sister, but not with my family. They dysfunctional. You can't. Just because your sister don't mean blood is thicker than water, because it's not. And that's all.
Well, then you better not let her in your house again.
Of course not. Of course not. You can't do it. Everything else would be broken. You have a good one.
Good luck to you, okay? Harvey, what's your reaction to this?
Well, Doug, look, I mean, this was an intentional act by the defendant, according to the judge. The plaintiff didn't ask for it, but I think the plaintiff could have gotten punitive damages had she asked. You can get punitive damages for malice, and that's what this is.
My neighbor's tree casts a shadow on my yard and cuts off sunlight. My trees and plants can't grow. How can I get them to trim it?
You can't.
Well, what about just coming, baking some brownies and going over there and saying, hey, how you doing?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You have the right to trim those branches that are overhanging onto your property. Like, just think of it from hell to the heavens. You can go swoop all the way up. But if you ask for permission, then you can, and they say, yes, permission granted, thin out the tree so you get more sunlight. Then on your nickel, you will thin out the tree. But you can't just say, your tree's growing over. You need to cut it because it's your tree. That's not how it works.
No, you can't throw shade on the guy like that.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
This is the plaintiff, Deborah Sly. She says the defendants are her siblings, and family or no family, they owe her for a car. That's right. They're both trying to duck out on paying her what they owe her, and she's not about to let that happen. So she's suing each of them for the $1,799 they owe her. These are the defendants, David and Julie Comer. David says there's no bad blood between the plaintiff and them now, but there's going to be if the plaintiff doesn't start seeing some common sense. They're not responsible to pay the plaintiff for the car, which was totaled by some guy trying to outrun the cops. She needs to go after him, and they owe her nothing. They're accused of causing a family squabble.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says siblings or no siblings, she is suing her sisters because they took her car. But the defendants say they aren't responsible for the car because some guy running from the cops crashed into them. It's the case of dissing sisters.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Sly, you are suing David Comer and Julie Comer, your siblings, for the Blue Book value of your Oldsmobile Intrigue plus the amount of a tow, because according to you, thanks to them, it crashed. Tell me what happened.
Friday, August 13th, my brother Michael died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And then he wasn't found until August 16th is when they found his body. And we made arrangements with the manager to meet him the next day to get Michael's car, my brother Michael's car, and his belongings. And so when we got the car, we had decided we was gonna sell it for $900. And I told him that, I wanted to buy it.
Can I ask you a question? Who made the decision to sell the car for $900? Because that's below the Blue Book value of the car. Was the car in bad shape?
No, it wasn't.
So who set the price at $900?
Basically, Bodie said $900, and we agreed with it.
Who did?
David.
Okay.
He don't like to be called David, so we call him D.
Okay. So D set the price, everybody agreed to it, and then what happened?
Well, Wednesday, August 18th, the manager didn't show up for us to pick up the car or the belongings. And somebody had, so we called the police and made a report because somebody had stole everything. Everything.
The car
out of
and
his
the
apartment
belongings?
and everything. Yeah, and his belongings in the apartment.
Wow. And did you ever find out who stole it?
Well, yes. Actually, the detective finally called my brother. I believe that was August 20th. No, that's when he got a hold of the manager about Michael's things and asked about
Who
the car
stole
being
the
towed
stuff?
by him. I have no idea.
When you said the detective finally got a hold of D.
David about the car. He had found the car only.
Oh, they found the car, but they did not find out who stole it.
Well, they was right at the girl's house, but I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right. So now, the car gets found, and then what decision is made? You decide that you're going to buy it. So you give each of your siblings $300. So that
yes,
that covers the $900 price. So now it's your car, correct? But does anybody go to court and go to probate and get the title transferred or anything?
No.
Did anyone go to the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles and show that they're the siblings and that it should be in your name?
Yes.
Is it in Michael's name? Whose name is the car in?
When it was totaled, it was in Michael's name.
Right. So it was never in your name, correct?
No, correct.
But both of you, Dee and Julie, you both agree that you received the $300 and that the car was Ms. Sly's, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So now what happens? One fine day, you decide you're going to loan the car to Julie.
Well, I loaned the car to David, or D, Boney.
Okay.
D's car broke down, so I don't drive it much and stuff. And Julie needed to get to work and stuff, so I loaned it to them, or loaned it to David, so he feeds some stray cats, and then Julie has to go to work, and so I loaned it to David until they figured out what was wrong with their car.
Right, but who did you think was going to be driving it? Both of them?
Actually, I wasn't sure if Julie was going to drive it to work or if Dee was going to take her.
What do you call your brother?
D.
Okay. Why is this? Okay.
D or Boney, because he don't like to be called David.
Then don't call him David. Go ahead and call him whatever it is he wants to be called. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And then what happens? Julie is driving it and gets into a car accident. Correct?
Yes.
And what a car accident, Julie? You want to tell me what happened?
Okay. I was leaving work on August 12th at about 10:30 at night, and I pulled up to the intersection, which was a four-way stop with stop signs, and I heard a siren. I looked to my right and I looked to my left, and I didn't see anybody. But then again, I heard the siren go off. So the light changed green, and I proceeded to go. I looked over my left shoulder.
I'm sorry, were you at a four-way stop or were you at a light?
I was at a light.
Okay, go on.
And so I proceeded to go because I heard the siren go off. Well, then I looked over my left-hand shoulder, and I seen a car coming barreling down the road, and he made a sudden turn and hit me, and I did a 360, and then he ran into the side of the bank, and right behind him was a police officer.
So the police are chasing the bad guy, and then the bad guy hits you? I mean, the person they're chasing hits you?
Yes.
Right. Okay. And then, all right. So were you hurt?
No, I was not.
That's good because it sounds like a terrible accident.
It was.
Yeah. I'm sure that it was scary. And then the car ends up totaled, correct?
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
All right. Now, what should I call you? D, Boney?
Doesn't matter. D is fine.
So, D, I am trying to understand your role in this. You're the one who...
okay. My brother, I was his payee. And when he died, they came to my house. They said, your brother was found dead, etc. So we went over there that night and we found out that it was him. And so we made arrangements to pick up the car.
What did he die of?
We don't know. I think they said he had some breathing issues, an infection or something, and he was having difficulty walking a couple days before that, and he was like running out of breath really quickly. So anyway, he decided to go home, and we hadn't heard from him for several days. But the reason we decided to, see, there's just us three in our family. We come from a family with 8 kids. They've all preceded us in death. So there are only 3 of us left. There are no parents. He was on disability, and I was his payee. So he was a poor person with nothing. He rented an apartment. I mean, he had, just regular items that were really valueless. The car he had just purchased, I helped him to purchase it. We went to purchase like 2 months before he died. He spent $1,500 on the car.
Right.
So we just decided, since we had a car and Debbie needed a car and she was extremely close with him, we decided that we would, let her have the car, but we wanted some interest in the car. So we told her, if you pay us each $300, you can keep the car. So that's where
was there insurance on the car? Was there insurance on the car?
He had insurance, yeah.
Not
he had
him,
insurance. He always had insurance.
Right, but he had passed away. So
I'm sure it was still good. It was for whoever drove the car.
So did anyone make a claim on the insurance for the car?
No. What happened was the car was stolen immediately. And we didn't have time to transfer it into anyone else's name. When they stole the car, they stole the title and everything in his house. The key was next to his dead body when he died. So someone went in there and took the key. So in any event, we didn't have time to transfer the car, but he did have insurance that was good for anyone who drove the car.
Well, then here's my question, which wasn't answered. Did any of you, after this accident, make a claim on the insurance?
No, because we didn't know what the insurance was.
Oh, well then no one knows. Then how do you know that he had insurance? Maybe it lapsed.
Because he was very big on that. He had to. I made sure.
Okay. Well, did you find
any? He just wouldn't drive without insurance.
Well, did you find any, if you're his payee, did you find any evidence of insurance payments, like in any of his bank accounts or anything else?
Well, I mean, he'd say, I need money to go pay my insurance. And he went to an insurance agent and he paid his insurance.
But you don't know where or who or what.
All right.
So now.
I got a life. I can't do everything for him.
I know. So now here's my question. So did there come a time when you and Julie took borrowed the car?
Yes.
All right. And then the accident happens as Julie describes. So you've got the car and you're supposed to exercise a duty of care to return it in the same condition that you borrowed it. You feel that because the accident isn't your fault, why should she claim money from you? And I understand what you're saying.
Right.
But here's the deal. She actually has a right to sue you and to get back the value of the item that was lost while in your care. You guys are the ones, well, not really, Dee can't really do anything. Julie, you could file a lawsuit against the person fleeing the police. You could potentially, I don't know, you're from Des Moines, Iowa, and I'm not up on the law in Des Moines, Iowa, but there's some jurisdictions where the police cannot engage in a chase for certain types of crimes. They're just not worth it for the risk that they put everybody else in. So you potentially even have a lawsuit against the police. I don't know. I'm not suggesting that you do, but that's certainly something to look at. She is right when she says, listen, I loaned a whole car to them and I want a whole car back. If someone's going to go around suing the person, let you, Julie, sue the person. How is she going to sue the person? The car isn't even in her name. She can't turn around and sue the person. But even if the car was in her name, she would have a right to say, hey, I loaned you a complete car. Give me back a complete car. If something unfortunate happened while you had the car, then you chase the person who you feel is responsible. Go ahead. What did you want to say?
Well, they did say that I was entitled to restitution, so I think she should wait to get paid until I get the restitution money. Well, I'll be more than happy to pay her when I get it.
Okay, and what have you done in order to put yourself... I'm sorry, wait, Dee. What have you done to put yourself in a position where you'd be entitled to the restitution money? Who exactly have you spoken to?
Well, they called me from the Des Moines County Attorney's Office, I believe, and they said that I'm entitled to restitution and they're supposed to... send me paperwork for it. I have yet to receive that, though.
So it doesn't sound like much is happening. So I suggest that you pursue it. But the law is very black and white in this regard. Since you borrowed a complete, whole, and healthy car, and what you have to say to her is it's totaled, she is entitled to sue you folks for the Blue Book value of the car. That's what she's entitled to sue you guys for. You're not entitled to sue for the tow or any other money that you spent on the car when you had the car. That's not something you'd be able to sue for. But she is entitled to sue for the $1,699 Blue Book value. I know that may seem unfair to you, but that's exactly what she has a right to do. And that's what I'm going to order. And it's joint and several liability between the two of you because you both borrowed it from her, even though Julie's the one who had it. Both of you have an obligation to return it to her whole without an accident and without being totaled. And so you, Julie, who were in the car, driving the car, and was hurt by the accident, mercifully you weren't physically hurt. If you want to try to seek this money against the culprit or the police, whoever you want to seek it against, then you do that. But you're the one with the homework, not the person who loaned you something and then something bad happened in your possession. Verdict for the plaintiff, $1,699.
Thank you. I still don't think I should pay.
Well, yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
So, in this lawsuit of siblings against each other, the plaintiff has prevailed. She was suing for $1,799. The judge has awarded her the Blue Book value of the car, which was $1,699. So, let me talk first to you, Dee and Julie. You've heard the judge's decision. What's your reaction?
Well, it's, we came to people's court because, I told her, I said, look, if there's we agreed to do this because I trust Judge Million's judgment. And what she says, that's the law, and that's fair. And so that's fine.
Let me ask you, what has this done to your relationship with Debbie, your sister?
It's fine. It's just fine.
Nothing really.
We're the last three left, so we're fine with it,
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let me talk to your sister. Ms. Sly, let me ask you, you seem rather upset, but you've heard the judge's verdict. You've prevailed here. What are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking, I'm grateful that Julie did not get hurt, first of all. And I just miss my brother so terribly because he was always at my house. And it's a hard thing I'm going through with trying to deal with his death.
Well, we're awfully sorry on that part. We understand how you feel, but are you okay with your sister and your brother? You wanted a decision.
Yes,
you okay?
I love him, and nothing changes that, and nothing's going to change our. That's why we went to court, and we all agreed that But no, we're not throwing knives at each other. We're just fine with that we decided to go to court and let the judge make the decision.
Well, you did the right thing. I'm glad you're not throwing knives at each other.
No,
very good.
I love it.
All right. Well, I hope this settles the dispute between the three of you, and
it definitely does.
And you can carry on. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Harvey. What do you think?
So, Doug, in a situation like this, the judge mentioned, is a bailment. And there are two types of bailments. Basically, it's when you use somebody else's property. One is called a bailment for hire, where somebody gives you something, but you give them something back in return. I give you my bike, you give me $10. In a situation like that, you have to use ordinary care to protect the item. In a situation where you don't give anything, but you get the item, that's called a gratuitous bailment. You have to use great care, and pretty much you're liable if there's damage.
How can I get someone out of my camper that was supposed to be there only 2 weeks and has been there for 2 years?
I think it was Ben Franklin who said that guests, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days. Right?
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's a guest if they've been able to stay there 2 years.
Right,
but
that's a long time. And you obviously, if you want to get rid of them, there's lots of things you can do. But someone who stayed there that long, in a court, they're going to claim some kind of a leasehold interest. And even people who have paid no rent, who are just couch surfing, when you go to court, they suddenly, I paid for this, I paid for that.
I got my mail there. That was my residence,
and I was the place every day.
Yeah, I put sweat equity.
Right. So, but you do want to know: do they have a key to come and go from that house? Do they get mail there? Do they have another place where they flop a lot of the time, where they do get their mail, and they kind of have a home base too? Like, how much of a residency is this?
All right. If it's someone who paid for it. Right. Even if I just paid 2 weeks rent, then you're a tenant, and
you got to abide by.
You have to abide by eviction rules, but you don't have to sit around waiting for 2 years and praying good things happen to you. Go to court, file an eviction case. You don't need a lawyer for that.
No.
And you evict them from your property. You are not powerless.
Right.
Now, if you never rent it to them and they literally are a trespasser, you can tell the police to remove them because they are a trespasser.
But they're going to claim
a leasehold.
Right?
I've been getting mail there. I paid them rent. I this, I that. So your fastest and easiest thing to do is immediately follow the rules for an eviction, which usually involves slapping a notice on the camper door. You are not powerless.
Right.